So it's been quite a while since our last update here at TrigJig, and I wanted to do a quick video basically explaining what we've been up to and what we're working on at the moment. And there's two main projects that we're working on. One of them is bringing back this rafter square, the adjustable rafter square. We're going to start with the smaller version, both imperial and metric, so that's inches and millimeters. We started this particular design probably 5 or 6 years ago. And it was actually this. It's we made a prototype using plywood. This is the RSA 7 adjustable, and we put the Ferrari grills in. We had lots of slots and all sorts of features, but it took an absolute age to machine this on the machine that we were using at the time. And when we came to sell these, I think we just about broke even, and it really wasn't worth our time doing it. So we ended up changing the design slightly, and we got rid of the Ferrari grills and we simplified it. We kept most of the features, we just sort of distributed them on the blade itself. But a lot of people commented and said they actually really like these grills there, the scribe offs. And so we looked now at how we could reintroduce those, and this is what we've come up with. So this is the current blade. We've got a batch of these ready to go and be anodized, and the laser file is almost ready. One of the reasons these things are so expensive to make is because the fact that we engrave them, we engrave the markings. So there are quite a lot of manufacturers out there at the moment, especially Western manufacturers, that are making high-end rafter squares, and we're just one of a few. But the big difference between ours and most of our competitors is the fact that we really take anti-wear as a priority, and because of that we machine this little pocket into the top where your main ruler sits. What it does do is, as you rub this tool up and down over years and years of use, that ruler will remain unscratched and won't wear off. For the angles along the side, same thing, we engrave those. The downside of doing that is it takes forever to machine. You've got to machine one side and then you have a bit-op. So we'll machine that and then we'll turn it over and we'll have to machine the other side. And then the time to make each one of these engravings, it all adds up. And then the second project that we're working on is something that we've been on for quite a while, and that's this sliding bevel, this large sliding bevel. Let's see. Yeah, maybe cut that bit out. We've got this version here, which is 420 stainless spring steel. So it's a really expensive steel, super tough as well. I mean, we tried to drill it there and it just blunted the drill bit. This is my preference. However, the steel is really expensive. It's a few £100 per sheet, and the sheet's like this wide, this tall. So you don't get many parts. The stainless, the 420 stainless is really nice. We can do that in aluminium, and this one will be cheaper just because the aluminium doesn't cost as much. This is probably another couple of weeks off yet. We've got to finalize the design, but one of the big problems that we had with it is the amount of leverage that you have. So if you've just got a regular 6 or 7 inch 180 millimeter sliding bevel, you don't have much leverage, so you don't need much locking force or clamping force. And there's various different designs. Some you can screw from the bottom, some you can twist at the top, some have this lever. This is the new version of the rafter square that makes. So this is an older RSA 7 adjustable. Same thing, we have all of the marks are deep engraved. So these things, no matter how many times you rub them up and down on the wood when you're on site, these things will still be visible. A lot of the competitors that we have, they'll laser these engraving marks here, same as the ruler on the top. This is recessed, so the ruler's recessed in the pocket at the surface of the tool, and that again means as you rub this up and down, this will last. And that's kind of important, especially to me, because people are spending quite a lot of money on these tools, and we don't want them wearing out straight away. So they've got to last. Longevity is really important. So this one's millimeters, and then this one is inches. So this will be for the US market. This will be UK, Europe, Australasia. We're going to stick with this fence because it works really well. It's really great for repeat marking, ever so quick, and you won't lose these. So you can get squares where you use stair gauges. And you adjust the stair gauge on there, but this is just it's just so much quicker. So and you won't lose it because it's attached to the tool. Obviously, when we try and prototype stuff, we try and use things that we can buy off the shelf as much as possible, and some things you have to make yourself from scratch. And so this little lever here, we just used this TR12 thread We had to machine this ourselves, and the M6 at the bottom, which goes into this. Again, this is going to change the design of this, but it's not been finalised yet. But you can see it's nice, it's big, it's really, I love this tool. I'm really excited about getting this one ready. So you can, that's loose now, and it just means that you can tighten that up as much as you like, but actually it's really difficult, and once you've locked it, it's quite hard to get it unlocked. Whereas the thumb lever, you don't want this sticking out like that. When you're using the tool, it needs to unlock and lock without that protruding from the edge of the fence there. And you can see that's a fraction, and that's locked, and that's loose. So quite happy with that. Thanks, Dave Cullen. He gave me the idea for that one. I say he gave me the idea. He said this is what the old squares used to be made like, and sometimes the old ways are the best ways, right? So we've taken advantage of that. Now it's time to grab my coffee, and we'll go and have a look at what Matt's doing next door. He's working on the fences for the adjustable Rafter squares that I've just been showing you. Luckily for Matt, because he don't necessarily like having the camera on him, I broke the other microphone. We're working on the adjustable fences now, right? Which we're using this stuff, which is T6 682 aluminium extrusion. We've got two parts, the upper, the lower, and A-op and a B-op. And with the new machine, we can make these one at a time, still a lot quicker than we were using this machine, right? So what's the machine time for each of these?
It's a big pair, we can do that in 7 minutes.
7 minutes, that's including loading and unloading time. One of the other things that we've been working on is creating this demo area here. And it's taken a little bit of time. We've been doing it in the evenings and weekends, just trying to get this sort of as an area to do demonstrations for people, make videos, so people can see what it is that we're doing. We kind of had to do this because this side of the warehouse is usually an absolute pigsty, and so behind the camera, which I'm not going to show you, is a complete mess. But this side here is something that's starting to come together now, so we'll hopefully be able to get a lot more content out, showing what it is that we're working on, some of the projects that we've been doing. So got this nice old workbench that we've had for a little while actually. This is something that we did just the other day, just to sort of show the angle finders being used on acute angles, internal and external angles, obtuse and acute angles. Just had to make that just a quick demo because, as is the nature with Facebook, YouTube, or social media, everybody wants content really, really quickly. We have to now try something a little bit different, go into a little bit more depth, and hopefully the people that are real sort of tool-aholics, sorry, tool-aholic, rubbing your user tag there, will appreciate the work that we're putting into the design of the tools, manufacturing of the tools, and then also the content that we put together to show you how to use them, what they can be used for.